Hey, how's it going, everyone? Long time no see. Yeah, I know it's kind of been a while since the last time I did a video back in January. I know that I promised, like, I'm gonna do a video once a month, and that's just what's gonna happen with the updates with the book. But obviously, that didn't happen. So one good thing about it is I didn't spam you guys. So there's that part. But also, life just kind of gets busy. And on top of that, too, I kind of rethought about how I approach some of these videos and how to make them a lot more efficiently and easily, because it takes a lot to kind of put some of these videos together, especially when you have a long form video and you're putting, video editing, After Effects, animations in and stuff. It just kind of takes up a lot of time. And sometimes in life when you start overthinking things, then you get frustrated and then you just don't end up doing it and you end up procrastinating it even more. So I'm trying to go through that process of not doing that and being able to do these videos a little bit more quicker and just give you guys tips more on, where I'm at with updates on the book journey, and give you tips on if you're trying to go this path. These are some tools that you can use. So actually what I'm doing right now, as you can see, this is my home office. Actually, it's not, of course, duh. But I'm actually just sitting in my little work desk in my room. But this is cool because this background and where I'm recording from is this site called Loom. And if you haven't heard of it, it's like a really cool productivity kind of, app website. I'll put a link in the bio if you never used it before, but it's really cool because you basically can do these screen recordings, and instead of uploading it or to a Google Drive or something like that, you can just send a link and it just goes directly to the person and they can be able to watch it. They can actually make comments on your video, and then there's a lot of progress or productivity that you can use. If you're just trying to edit a video and show your client, and they can add comments right directly onto Loom. So I recommend doing it if you never checked out the site and using it. Set up a profile. So I'll send that link to you. So yeah, really with this video, I just wanted to do one that's really quick. Quick reminder. If you actually came across this video and you never met me and you actually never signed up to my book email list, it's actually over here at urban.com/book. And yeah, you can go there and add your email so that you're on my email list. But then on top of that, what we're going to discuss today is kind of where I left off at on the last video in January. And I'll put a link to that video if you haven't watched that. But basically that video, I was speaking about, what's the difference between traditional publishing and self-publishing. So that'll give you that video will give you basically the rundown of what the differences are and, what route to take for you is the best. And you can go in, different paths. So kind of right now with this year, what I've said in the video before is that I'm trying to get my book published traditionally, at least give that a run and give it a shot. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of doing right now. But, I also have that route of going or self-publishing if the traditional publishing doesn't work out. So I'll have updates more on that later this year, and we'll see how that goes. But this video is actually going to be talking about specifically how to find. So if you're trying to go traditional publishing, like I said in the previous video, you need representation from a booking agent. And a lot of times when I talk to people about that, they're like, what? I never even heard of what a booking agent is. What is that? And, basically, like I said in the video, it's kind of like a sports agent, So if you're a pro athlete, you need, or you're a college athlete going into pro, you need a sports agent to represent you to get drafted into the NBA, the NFL, or, whatever professional sports organization. So to go pro. So a booking agent is kind of like that. So that's pretty much what it is. But most people don't even have a clue on where to find these type of booking agents. So I'm going to go through how to find them very easily. And it's actually pretty simple. and it's free. So all of this is like public information, and I will be sending in the links at the bottom of this bio so that you can check out useful links to look for these booking agents. So basically, the site that I use, and there's a few of them, but I felt like this one is the easiest one that I went to. Is I'm going to go to it right now. It's called Agent Query. agentquery.com, and we will scroll up a little bit, and yeah, it's a little the website looks like it was built in the 1990s. It doesn't look like they really updated a lot, but basically agentquery.com is still very useful, and it's basically the internet's largest free database of literary agents, quote unquote booking agents. That's just a fancy way of saying it. And basically what you can do, so say you wrote a book, and whatever your genre is, that's kind of what you need to do, because you don't want to, if you wrote a sci-fi novel and you're not going to go and try to pitch to booking agents in nonfiction how to do books, so you have to narrow down the type of booking agents you even want to approach and message. So, basically the main part of this site that you're going to be using is right over here, this quick agent search area. And you could type in a type of book, a specific book that you may have read before that's similar to your book theme, and that's kind of where you can find booking agents. Or you might even be able to find the specific agent that wrote that book. And I've done that before, and I'll tell you kind of a little bit about that later. But just generally speaking, though, because you want to get as many booking agents as you can to submit to, I would just go on to the genre and then be able to select from there. So, basically, for me, I'm writing a memoir. So I'm going to go over here to, you either type that in for the title, but I go here and I will just go, and as you can see, there's a bunch of topics on the different types of books that you would like to choose genre-wise. So I'm going to go to memoirs right there. That's pretty easy. And, you can select, if you're doing fiction, you can do a fiction genre and go down here and get even more specific, because, obviously fiction, there's like a wide range of things. So memoir is technically nonfiction, obviously, but it kind of does write out as a novel, which is interesting. But if you wrote a fiction book, then you can come here and check, whatever crime or erotica, hey, that's the thing. So that sells. But you can go in there. So, but just for this purpose and searching, we're going to keep it with memoirs. So I'll go ahead and do a quick search and click on there. And then you can see, sometimes you got these pop-up ads that pop up. So just ignore those. But look at, as you can see, there's 422 in all over the world, I think, because you'll even get some agents that are in the UK and what have you, and you could probably you could basically just sift through here through these pages. So what I do from here, in order for a productivity thing, is like, you can go on this site and then just start submitting one by one and keep going to page all the way down to page 10. But that's going to take a long time for you to kind of do that. And, the pages might refresh with new people. And then, you just get confused and like, who did you submit to? Who didn't you submit to? So you kind of need some type of organization, of course, right? So what I would recommend, and what I've done, is actually I developed an Excel sheet that I can kind of just go tick off one by one of each of these. So what I mean by that is, and we'll go to this sheet now, and I'll actually leave this Excel sheet too as public so that you guys can view it and see what I've done. By no means this is like the best productive way to do it, but this is what I found was pretty easy. And if it's easy that you want to copy and paste and use this same kind of format, then go for it. Hey, I'm all for it. So like me, I had the simple categories: the name of the agent, the email, which you can find on the page, which I'll show you in a second, and then the direct link to their agent query. I'll go over that a little bit more. Let me zoom out of here just a little bit. And then you have over here, I did start to do this where I have the comps, and the comp is comparables, comparable books that are comparable to your book that you can mention in your query letter. So, for example, you could say like, hey, my book aligns great with, Moonface and Hot Girl. So it's something like that, Hot Girl Summer, I don't know. So, and then you can do interests as well and actually even get a little more detailed because, you're going to want to have a letter that has a template. And I think I'm going to do a video separately for that because that's like a whole nother science. So I don't want to get too in the weeds with that one right now. But, you can have these type of categories here. To be quite honest with you, I started doing this for each of them, but I realized that it kind of takes up a lot more time to like write this all out at once instead of just like looking at it right when you do click on their site, and then you can just do it one by one right when you're about to send the email. So that's kind of what I mean by that. So let's go to one of these. So as you can kind of see, I color coded it. So like the ones in green are the ones that I submit to, but I haven't heard a response from. So I know that I did, respond to them. Other ones are like the yellow, where like yellow's like, I didn't get enough information on them, or they might be saying like, hey, I'm actually closed to queries right now. Like, like one says doesn't accept queries at the email queries. So, and sometimes they'll say like, hey, I'm not accepting queries from, Q2 2024. So something like that. Or like I just need to get more information and kind of dig deeper on it. Because sometimes these agent query links, they link to something else and it gets like, they have the wrong information basically, and you got to dig in a little bit deeper. Or they left that literary agency, and you got to kind of dig a little bit farther. So anyhow, I digress. So and then the ones in red obviously are the ones that actually did email me back and said that they were not interested, which that's the name of the game. Rejection is just going to be a part of this, so you kind of got to have thick skin and understand that. But I will say, let's just take a look at Laurie Abkemeyer, which is interesting because she was actually the booking agent that was the agent for the author for Marley and Me, which that is like one of the huge comparables that I say for Ralph to the Rescue. My book is that it's very comparable to Marley and Me as far as like a coming of age story with involving a pet. So I did reach out to her. She was like one of my first ones. I was like really like, oh man, I would love to just get her, but like she actually did send me a personal email, which was kind of a win for me, that she said that she just wasn't trying to get into this type of book again. She's already been there, done that, which is understandable. It makes sense, right? So we'll just go ahead. I had her link, so I'll click on the link over here. And this is specifically to her. Yep, pop-up ads again. Yeah, they kind of pop in and out of here. So as you can see, this is her specific profile. It tells you what agency she's at. And that's where kind of like the final step I'll get to for this video. And it gives you kind of just like, a lot of good information on like what she's into and like what she's accepting queries on. You don't just want to stop here and try to reach out to her. I really recommend that you go on to each of their booking agency sites so that you can see if they still work there, for one, and then for two, like how their submission guidelines are. Again, I won't go into that part of this video. I think I'll do that for the next video, is like how to write a good, compelling query letter. But you can just see that she has like information on here of like certain books that she recently published. So, so really the last step I would be before, and I'll do a separate video for that, but like, go onto their website, click here, and you'll get to their website. You'll see, the type of books that they have. And again, this is kind of where you can do that extra digging. and I'll go into that a little bit later. But yeah, you know, what I would do is the first thing I would do is just go to their About Us and figure out, you know, are they on the team? And is she still there? So I'm going to scroll down and okay, there she is. Lori, there you are. Hi, Lori. Sorry we couldn't do business together, but understandable. But yeah, she's pretty qualified. She's got a lot of books. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's the gist of the video for this one. Again, if you guys haven't signed up to my email list, I would greatly appreciate it if you do. So please, you know, add your email here. Feel free to reach out to me on social media or whatever if you have questions. And we'll get to the next video. I'll probably do another Loom video, actually, just kind of talking about my query letter and how that's been going and how I've written it out and how to help you with that next one. That'll probably be the next steps. And yeah, we'll have more progress on how this year goes and, you know, this journey of trying to get this book published. One way or another, like I said in the last video, is Ralph to the Rescue will be available to read this year. And it's looking like a little bit later on this year, but it's going to happen. So I'll have more updates on that, guys. Thank you for your time and have a good one. Have a good day. See you.